Hello, my name is Jose Reyes Diaz. This is my brother Jesus Reyes Diaz. We're here today to tell our personal testimony of what God has brought to us and our family as well. I can say that to myself that I am used as the lamb for suffering for better good for my family. I started having seizures at the age of 3, was bullied at school uh, badly. I was then had urinary infections, kidney failure, had to do dialysis at the age of 13 with many dreams that I had. At the age of 13, I literally was in my junior year because I finished 2 years of Valencia and I was already dreaming of becoming a professor of history, having my doctor's degree, having a house, having a family, maybe by 25 years old. I'm 26. Uh, and God said, no, that's the world. What you're asking is for the world. And God knew because now I'm different. And I'm going to tell my story that ever since I was diagnosed with kidney failure, my life fell apart. I began, to have depression. School started failing. I was kicked out of school, so even more depression. And I was rebel with God, even though my family influenced me very well in the faith. I still have my interior battle with God. To like, why is my purpose here? Why am I here to always suffer and be bullied? Why is other enjoy and I can't enjoy? I always had that fight with God. I was rebel with my parents too, very, very rebel. They didn't always follow what my parents said, and really didn't get confession, or the function of the church at the age of 18. And God knew what He was doing in me. And I went 5 years of suffering. Um, I all started with doing the dialysis of the liquor one, the peritoneum. I had infections. I had to do procedures because my lung got filled with 2 liters of liquid twice, and I had to do it. That's a painful, painful procedure. I had to switch to the blood type of dialysis to a fistula, and those times that I did those dialysis was the worst because I felt like I've been on a long marathon. All my energy went away. I saw the suffering in people. When people pass out, when people were taken away, and next thing you knew, they were dead. They they announced them dead. When I was announced that I had kidney failure, the doctor told me that if I didn't do dialysis, I would die in 3 months. So at the age of 18, I'm over here like, oh my God, I haven't even lived. I want to live. I want to have a family. I want to do this. And as I continued dialysis, I saw how bad it was. Sometimes my fistula will get infiltrated, splatter blood everywhere. Pass away. Like feel full, gout in my legs. And God knew what He was doing. God knew what He was doing. Meanwhile, I was getting prepared to strong my faith stronger. And 5 years later, did finally open up to Him. Many retreats after, and I turned in my pain and suffering for the better of Him, for Him to follow Him. If it was His will, to cure me, and that's where my brother came in, Jesus, and he's my hero, and he will tell you part of his story.
Hi, my name is Jesus Reyes Diaz, and I am his brother, and I am his living kidney donor. When I had initially heard about the process of being able to donate a kidney to my brother, I was honestly a bit shocked at first when I was given the offer to do it, but upon long prayer and thinking over what to do, I knew this was a choice or this was more or less the decision I had to make to help my brother out and give him basically a second chance at life. And when I had basically what led me to this conclusion was when I had basically been living with him and seeing all the suffering and pain that he had to go through. I knew this was the right thing for me to do, to be able to help him become a better person and hopefully to strengthen his faith with God. And thankfully it did. And I'm just so grateful that everything came together and he's living a better life, doing things, being a better person overall.
Yeah, and I tell everybody who I see that he's my hero. You know, we don't talk a lot, but we love each other, right? And I know he's my hero because he didn't have to do that. They told him, if somebody's forcing you to do this, you know that you're also becoming someone who could had dialysis down the line, right? So even though he was a match, an identical one, the pain and suffering that I went through, they were offering to him too if he were to donate. And I thank him and I thank God because he became a hero for my sake and for my family. And I'm not the same person as I used to be in 18 years old. Now I'm different. Now I know that I have a debt with God. You know, I told God, use me as you will, as your testimony, as whatever you need in my life, my purpose here. Because if it was his will, I would still be in dialysis. But his will was to have mercy on me and my family. And I'm telling you today, all the dreams that I had, yeah, but they're not relevant. What I'm relevant is that I have a life with Christ. A life because I look at the cross. I look at the cross and I see him suffering for me. So I got to do the same. I went through that to find him. And I want to use this message to make sure that others that are passing through suffering, that are going through pain, that don't give up. Because I'll tell you a little story. After we did the transplant, the doctors were saying before that it will be a long process for the dialysis, that it will take a lot of time to make sure that that kidney works because it's in part of your body, it's his part of his body. So I need a lot of medicine to control it, and it will take a minute, like a long time, for it to work, to function in the body. And to God's grace and mercy, that day, thanks to the church, my family, they prayed for me during those times. Never abandoned me. They always pray for me. Such, I say, consider the church my family. That day, the doctor came outside, the surgeon, right after surgery, told my parents that he couldn't believe his eyes, that as soon as he put the kidney in me, it started working. Without any medicine, still. It started working. And they couldn't believe it. And they told me I was gonna be there 3 weeks. I was there 5 days. Got in Wednesday, got out Sunday. And by the third day, I was like, hey, I'm good, I'm healthy, I feel healthy, let me out. And they're like, where are you getting this energy? Like, you should still be in bed. And my mom told that story to others, and a doctor that she knew was like, no, the hospital is making a mistake. He's not ready to leave. You know, that kidney's gonna fail. It's been over, 6 months now? 6 months since that happened. And God has showed a miracle, his mercy on me and my family. And I will serve him forever. And I want this message for those who are suffering, those of my age, those who are going through sickness, dialysis, could be cancer, it could be COVID-19. I want this testimony to serve you as, hey, there's hope. Look for God. Look for God. You know, if you haven't gone to confession, I would advise you to do so. That way God is right there on your doorsteps, calling your name. And offer your sickness to Him fully, and He will bring you peace, just like He did to me. So, thank you very much. This is our testimony.